tryna be in there, not tryna be cool, just tryna be in this. Tell me, are you too?
Hello, hi, welcome back to my channel. Yes, my hair is out in its natural form, natural habitat. Hello. Last video they were in kind of like protective style twists. They were in that hairstyle since I think the Saturday after the lockdown was like, so the day after lockdown started basically. They were in those twists since then. I was obviously just like refreshing them, spraying them and taking care of them in between, but it was, I think, better than having my hair out and it's just being a mess to maintain. So I do apologize for you having seen me in twists covered by a hat. I don't know if it was a great cover job, but I felt like the video was more important than my appearance, so I do apologize for that. But I do want to extend my deepest gratitude for those who DM me, thanking me for the video and just also giving their own sort of encouragement and what they've been going through. Sometimes I just feel like it's very, very important to kind of have a sort of chat, even if it's not like a physical, we're interacting, but we still are interacting digitally, and we're able to see that, hey, look, we're all going through the same thing. It is what it is, but we can overcome this and we can encourage each other, we can uplift each other, and we can get through this and emerge stronger than ever. So that honestly just like, it really touched my heart, and yeah, thank you so much, and I'm really, really glad that you liked the video, and I hope that you like this one. So I'm gonna try and keep this one as short as possible. I figured the other one was very, very long, and I really don't want to use up anyone's data. I know a lot of people don't have Wi-Fi during this time, and I don't want to use up anyone's data. I know for me with that video, it literally took 3 days to upload that video. It was honestly, yeah, that was a very big struggle, but I'm glad that I went through that to be able to upload that video, because it was very, very important to me to be able to speak about my feelings, because I love videos like that on the internet in general. I just love when we're all kind of going through the same thing and I'm able to kind of, I want to say speak to someone, but have someone speak to me in a way about kind of like the same thing. It's like something that you can relate to, like you resonate so much and you're able to learn from the other person as you are going through the same thing as well. So yeah, I really felt it was important for me to release that video, and I'm glad that you guys may have enjoyed it. If you haven't watched it, I'll have it linked. I'm not sure which side it's going to be, but it'll be at the top somewhere. But you'll be able to go to my channel and watch it as well if you don't kind of, yeah. But this video is going to be about the apps that I've been using in this lockdown time. I think there's one that I haven't yet used, but I'm going to use it on Friday. But I've heard such great things about it, and I've seen how it works and stuff like that. So I'll just touch on it briefly, but I won't really like dive into how I find it. But yeah, that's basically what this video is going to be about. Useful apps that you can kind of use during this lockdown period, as well as in between. There are going to be a few sites and things that you can also head to for different things that aren't really apps, but you can just head to the different sites for whatever it is that you may need. So we are currently on day 13 of the lockdown, which is just over halfway through, and right now, in comparison to when I shot the other video, which was on day 5, I'm feeling a lot more, I don't know, calmer. I'm not gonna say better, because Sunday was rough. I went through the absolute most on Sunday, but I think Sundays in general are just going to be a bit of a trigger for me, because Sundays are days where I'm surrounded by a lot of people, and I'm able to see a lot of people who I consider my family. So yeah, it's just a bit of a tough day for me, and it was just very rough, like lowest of the low. But other than that, I feel like I think I'm a lot better compared to day 5. But I know that it's been a bit tough for a lot of people, and I'm hoping that it doesn't continue to be tough. I know that it's such a tricky situation because a lot of people are in different situations, which is something that I think has made it worse for me in terms of how I feel, because I know of certain people who are going through the absolute most because of the situations that they are in this current time, on top of having this bigger situation that we are in. There are people who are in their own situations, like domestic issues and stuff like that, and it just breaks my heart. And I think that's also just added a lot to how I feel, because I'm someone who feels intensely, and even if I don't know you personally, but you speak to me about something, my heart just breaks, because I'm just like, there's nothing I can do, and I wish there was something that I can do. And it's also just part of the reason why I kind of have cut out exposing myself to different news outlets, and watching the news and stuff like that, because there was one day where I saw how many homeless we actually have in South Africa, and it literally just like broke my heart. Because yes, there are plans that were implemented that are continuing to be implemented during this time, but it's just like a lot of them don't have anywhere to go. A lot of them tried, and they were standing in long queues, and some of them were being robbed in the shelters, I read, and some of them were just not having a good time, and it was just I don't know, it just really broke my heart. And I know it sounds like insensitive and kind of just like rude to kind of just like cut that out, but it was something that I felt like for my mental state I just needed to kind of just like take a step back and just like review what I'm kind of letting into my life and what I'm consuming in terms of the news, and I'm just continuing to pray about everyone's different situations, and yeah, I know that we can emerge from this stronger and better and healthier. That's the most important. So yeah, on to this topic of discussion of this video. So I'm going to start with the first app. This is in no particular order in terms of my rating, from news to games type of thing. So not really most important, but on a scale of, are games more important? Not really. So like that type of thing. So first I have The Guardian, which is a news outlet. That is probably the only news outlet that I currently consume from on my phone, particularly. On the TV we've been watching ENCA, which I haven't watched in a couple of days. I think I think it could be close to a week, but I haven't like actively like sat and watched in probably like a few days. Just I felt like it was very overwhelming. I do see it in passing, obviously, when I'm walking past the TV and my parents are watching whatever, but it's not something that I specifically turn on. But I haven't been doing that anyway. I don't specifically turn on the news. It's always something that's playing when I get to the living room. So yeah, but I have The Guardian, which is a news outlet for international news. They have different subsections as well. If you want news that are specifically tailored to Africa, you can go to the Africa section, click on that, and then you'll have all of that. They have updates literally like, it feels like it's every minute that they update. They also have different sections for fashion and lifestyle, if you'd like to view that as well. They have some live videos, and a lot of those things, and I feel like it's just like a reputable source that I use. And then just like a sidebar to that, I'm also subscribed to the Daily Maverick, which I feel like is amazing. They literally release stories and newsletters almost every day, if not like twice or 3 times a day. There's literally like an email every day about different things, also kind of focusing on the current global climate that we're in, but more of like a in-depth on different like topics within that. So that's also been really nice. But something that's very important for this time as well is to be able to decipher between like something that is supposed to be consumed, that is real and is correct and is factual, and also just differentiating between that and fake news. So I know that Africa Check is a great site where you can go on to just fact check. They have different subsections as well as to, and some tips and tricks as to how to spot whether something is fake news and stuff like that. And there's also a section where you can submit a claim to kind of see if something is real or fake, because sometimes you think something is real because it sounds kind of like believable, but it isn't. So Africa Check is also really great. It's africacheck.org if I'm not mistaken, and honestly it's really great. So next we have Zoom Cloud Meetings. Zoom is a great app for if you are working from home, or if you are involved in different grow groups or cell groups, or just kind of formal gatherings, and you want to speak to a lot of people at once, even if it's one-on-one, just 2 people, also great for that. But I think it's well suited for if you're going to have multiple people. It is available on Android mostly. You can get it on Mac as well, on Apple. If you go to the Zoom website, then you'll be able to get it on there. But I feel like it's great. I'm going to use it on Friday. I have kind of like a friend of mine is doing research for varsity, and she's going to ask me a few questions, and we're making this very official, so we're going to do it on Zoom, and I'm quite excited to kind of just like try it out myself and like be in there, and feel kind of profesh, which reminds me, I have staff meeting tomorrow. Tomorrow's my birthday, by the way. I'm very excited about my birthday. I've been very like, I hit such an all-time low just thinking about my birthday a couple of days ago, and I was just like, I actually cannot believe that I'm like spending my birthday in lockdown, but like I'm kind of just excited. It's just one day that I'm very excited about. Even though I'm not doing anything, I'm still very excited because it's my birthday, and I'm grateful for life, for love, for health. So my camera battery died as I was speaking about my birthday. How rude. But anyway, I was digressing anyway. But yeah, so Zoom can host over 100 people, I think over 100 people. It says so on the App Store. It can host over 100 people on a video call, and I think that's great for big meetings, if you're having staff meetings, cell group meetings, as I've mentioned before as well. So that's worth getting. And then we also have an app called House Party. It is a video calling app which I have thoroughly been enjoying. I haven't been using it as much lately. I haven't really been in a video calling mood lately. Just kind of taking like regular phone calls or voice noting back and forth. But House Party is really great in that you're able to kind of host, as in the name, a house party. You can have some people, play some trivia games. It's kind of like a fun time, and people can actually randomly join. So if you're in the house and you can see that whoever is having like a house party, you can ask to join type of thing. It's kind of cool. And And yeah, it's just a great time to kind of have those game nights that you would normally have in person, but you can have them virtually. I think that is the most amazing thing. And I've been smashing all of the trivia, so I think it's really, really great. Also available both on iOS and on Android. So I think it's a great app. Just a side note, I posted a list on my Instagram stories of the different apps that I've been using, and kind of just how useful they are. And someone did DM me saying that we must just be aware of House Party. They did have a friend who had a bit of a situation with House Party where I think it was either the video or the microphone was still on. If House Party is one of the apps that are on in the background, it kind of picked up on that, and yeah, all sorts of just like security like kind of issue. So just be mindful of certain things. When you're done with House Party, just completely exit out of it. Don't just like go out and go into another app, like completely exit the app. So just be mindful of that. Go through the settings, see what kind of privacy and security settings they have, and yeah, just proceed with caution with certain things. But yeah, that's basically what happened with that, and I was very thankful for her to have DM'd me and told me that, because I wasn't aware of that. I know, like most of us, we don't really sometimes research some of the apps that we get. We kind of just go on it and we're like, could never happen to me. But sometimes we really do need to be kind of cautious and a bit mindful of certain things, and of the things that we consume in our day-to-day lives. So just a note on that one. And then next we have either iBooks or Google Play Books, depending on what kind of device you have. I have both an Android. My phone is an Android, but I have an iPad. So I do most of my reading from my iPad because it's a much bigger screen. And in terms of just, for me, in terms of space, it's easier for me to kind of have certain things on my iPad than it is on my phone, because I don't like my phone to be overly cluttered by apps, especially apps that I don't use on a day-to-day basis. And I like to just have important apps on my phone, and then the apps that are kind of just like my hobbies on my iPad. So my yoga app is on my iPad, and iBooks is on my iPad. I mean, iBooks kind of comes with the device, but it's very, very useful. There I just have books, any PDFs that you may have. If you bought a book that's in a PDF, it'll be in your iBooks, or if you had a book emailed to you, when you open the document in your email, you can open it in iBooks and it will save it in iBooks. So every time you go into iBooks, you'll have a little library. It looks like a little bookshelf, which is so cute. I think it's absolutely cute. I think it's such a good idea. Whoever came, like, honestly, I think it's so cute. It looks literally like a bookshelf. And then you can have those. I'm fortunate enough to have a friend who's in the media industry, who sent me some magazines. So those are also in my iBooks. Really, really cool. So yeah, and Google Play Books basically works about the same, just where you can get some books, and if you have other books as well, you can have them on there. And I honestly think it's a great idea, which kind of just like leads into the next one, which is Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts. I have Google Podcasts on my phone. I mean, I have it on my iPad as well, but I don't really use my iPad that much for podcasts, because my phone is always on me and I listen to podcasts kind of frequently, and sometimes I'll listen to a podcast in the car as well, and it's much simpler for me. I don't carry my iPad with me every single day. I just actually recently wiped my iPad because I just felt like it was very slow, and it is an older generation iPad, so I get that it is going to be just a little bit slower in general, but it was just so slow, and when I went through it, there was just like so many old things in it, and old photos and old videos and just like old stuff, old books, and I was just like, I need a fresh start. Like all of the stuff, I actually do not need it. I don't know what's going on here. I completely just factory reset, like wiped the entire thing. But my point is, podcasts are important. If by any chance you would like some podcast recommendations, please let me know in the comment section. Then I can do a separate video for podcast recommendations, or I could just post it on my Instagram story, just a couple of podcast recommendations. You guys let me know and I can definitely do that for you. So just comment down below and let me know if you do want some podcast recommendations. And then we have Calm, which has honestly speaking, it has really helped me in terms of my sleep routine mostly, and just like some meditation in the evenings. I've been kind of struggling to fall asleep, which is I don't think is the worst thing at the moment. It's kind of expected because we're in kind of like a weird time and my routine has been thrown off just a little bit, and my mind is flooded by different types of thoughts and my emotions are just haywire. So it isn't something that kind of just like came out of nowhere and I was just confused by it. I kind of understand why it's happening. So I needed kind of something that would balance me just a little bit, calm me down, as the app says, calm. And it's honestly, it's been great. I've been using some of the sleep music, just like kind of to calm me down. I really love lo-fi in general, and they have like a lo-fi section where it's just chilled, kind of fall to sleep music, but still kind of like a great beat. So I really enjoyed that, and I've really enjoyed their guided meditations as well. I've been also trying to at least once every second day to do a breathing exercise. So they have guided meditations, some sleep music, some breathing exercises. It's really been great to just center myself, especially at the end of a really just like a tough day in terms of mental and emotional. If I've had just like a tough day, it's really great, but just for normal days as well, it's just been a saving grace. And I've really loved using it. So yeah, Calm is really great. It is free, but there are sections in it where if you upgrade, you obviously unlock better things, and you unlock some exercises. Some of the guided meditation, some of those things require you to pay for, which I haven't yet done, so I haven't really struggled in that sense. In terms of that, I felt like I've needed to pay for something. Maybe it might get to that point, but for now I think the best financial decision is not to do that. And it still kind of helped me, even if I play the same kind of just like ocean sound every night, that's good for me. But I haven't really had a problem with that. There are still different sounds and guided meditations and exercises that are free. So that's something that's really helped me, and honestly I can seriously vouch for the app. I really love it. So yeah, that is that. Lastly, we have something that my human kind of introduced to me. It is called Easy Game. And it is honestly the strangest but kind of like the most addictive game ever. It is not easy at all. It's like a mind stimulating game, and it like kind of stimulates your logic and your brain a lot in terms of the way you think, and how you problem solve. So a lot of the things are kind of just like things that are very simple, but you go into it thinking it's going to be so difficult. So you kind of think of all the different scenarios, whereas it's actually like the simplest thing to solve. So I love the play on words where it's like easy game, but actually when you get into it, it's like, man, it's really not that easy. But when you think of it after you've gotten like the problem solved, it actually kind of was easy, and you feel like, why didn't I think of that in the first place? But it's really cool. Just something to get your mind going, so you're not just like, I don't know, becoming a veg just watching TV or watching Netflix or whatever. Just like something to do that's still kind of on a digital platform. It's on your phone, if you don't really want to let go of digital stuff. I know a lot of people are doing like social media cleanses in this time, and doing like a lot of digital cleanses, and just staying away from like devices in general, which I think is great. If you can do that, that is great. that's not my life. I cannot personally do that. My entire life's work basically is social media. I work on social media, so it just generally wouldn't work out for me, and I don't think it's something that I personally just want to do, because I feel like when something starts to become overwhelming for me, I just cut it out. Like, if I don't kind of like feel like I'm being stimulated, encouraged, or motivated, I unfollow. If I feel like something's starting to like induce some sort of anxiety, I move on. Like, it is what it is for me. I don't put myself in a situation where I'm overwhelmed by what I consume in terms of like social media, because social media is something that I enjoy, and it's something that I feel like is kind of like a creative outlet for people, and it's most people's incomes. So for me, it's not something that I would give up, honestly. It's not something that I can do. And I've never gotten to the point where I felt like I was completely overwhelmed by it. Because with social media specifically, with other things, it's very easy to kind of consume things that can overwhelm you. But I feel like for me with social media, I never get to the point where that happens, because I kind of regulate what I do consume and also what I put out there, as well as I just really love it. Honestly, I really, really do. I really like it. Even the stuff that I know is kind of not attainable, but kind of could be attainable, like people's like bougie lives and all of that stuff. I kind of like to see what the other side does, how they live, and all sorts of things. It's kind of just like, it's fun. So yeah, that is what it is for me. But yeah, that brings us to the end of this list. But I know that this list is endless. A lot of other people have other stuff that they've been using, a lot of different apps, a lot of different sites and stuff like that, but those are primarily the ones that I'd like to speak about in this video, because those are the ones that I've kind of been using a lot more, besides obviously editing apps and all of that stuff, and Instagram and WhatsApp. Those are just like essential apps, I guess, or like the usual apps that you would use anyway. So these are kind of ones that I've sort of integrated more into my life now that it's locked down, even though like with podcasts and books and stuff like that, it's already been in my life. But now I feel like it's more enhanced because we have more time on our hands. We're trying to find ways to kind of develop skills, learn new skills, do new things, stimulate our minds and stuff like that. So those are the apps that I have kind of incorporated into my life. If you have any new apps that you have been using, or any apps that you had already been using but feel like, wow, this is actually great for this time specifically, and you'd love to share, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to also check out some new apps. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. I hope that you just enjoyed it in general, even if you didn't learn something. And if you did like it, you are more than welcome to give a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, you're more than welcome to subscribe. That would be really, really great for me. And if you would like to see my face again, I will be uploading another video. I don't know when, probably again sometime soon. I don't want to do like lockdown vlogs, because it's just not going to work out for the best for both of us. I don't think you want to see. And also, yeah, I just don't think right now is the right time for me to be uploading vlogs. Just personally, I'm not in a space where I want to document my day-to-day right now. Yeah, so I think just doing videos like these are more up my speed right now. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this. But right now, from me, Amanda Klaas, have yourself an incredible rest of your day, rest of your week, and just know that it is okay to take some time out to breathe, center yourself, and just to kind of remind yourself that it's all going to be okay, and we are going to emerge from this stronger, better, and healthier. That is the most important thing. So from me, goodbye, and until the next video.